Welcome back to Sonic Boom. I'm introducing the part because I didn't get to say anything last time.
Speak up, man. Speak up. I can't hear you.
I'm a Canadian and I don't like to interrupt you guys either, so.
I'm British and I'm superior to all of you, so I'll say what the fuck I want.
Before we leave this section, I want to mention something. I do try to go out of my way to pick up as many princess crowns as I can, but in this room I missed one. It's literally like right up on a ledge across from where I started the part, and all you really need to do to get up there is double jump and not fuck up.
Lewis,
So,
isn't
now-
that really
now
true
you
of
know.
any game? To succeed, all you need to do is not fuck up.
Well, it is a slightly challenging jump to make because of the conveyor belts. You might not jump in time, and you'll fall off onto the lower platform by mistake. There is a bottomless pit underneath this third conveyor belt, although bottomless pit in this game literally just means you instantly warp to the checkpoint. I do like the lack of load times when you die.
I just wish the tails for that. You just glide in one place to another.
I hate these robots.
I hate that attack right there.
That's annoying.
Because it serves nothing to waste time.
You know what else I hate about these robots, though? There are like 3 varieties of them, and they all look exactly the same. And they just and the only difference is what they do while they're invincible, and it changes up as you go through the game. This one rolls at you. Basically, it has the spin dash you wish you had. There's another one later on that jumps at you, and then there's a third one that does the spin dash but leaves a trail of electricity behind, so that you can't cross it until it fades away.
One thing I like about the sound design in this game is that no matter how you're hit, whether it's by a spike or a robot like rolling into you like that, or you're getting punched, the sound effect is always a very 80s over-the-top punching sound effect.
Yeah.
And I find it because when I was playing it, there was a glitch where there were these kind of rolling spikes, and I was playing the Sonic, and Knuckles, Tails, and Amy were just standing there, and the ball would go back and forth, just constantly hitting him, and it was always just very like. This, so like I know earlier, we were saying that this was kind of made with, I know Johnny hates it, but with kids in mind, so it's super easy. One thing I felt that these kind of like light puzzles, the fact that if you say step off, if you step on like the one that's not lit up white, it doesn't make a difference. I felt like they could have maybe to improve some of the challenge, could have made it a bit more like in say 3D World, where if you touch one out of sequence, you have to start again. It's.
Well, at this point, it's not challenging at all. I guess they were trying. I guess when it comes to making those sections difficult at all, they were really looking at the later ones where they start throwing in lasers that you need to jump over while you're doing it. But there's no real way to fuck up. So, like, I think if you die and go back to the checkpoint, everything like up to the point where you died stays exactly the way it was anyway.
Yep, death is meaningless, just like in real life.
Well, that's dark.
Well, damn.
There's also the problem with, even though it is pretty hard to die in this game, I would not recommend dying when you have a force field emitted, because there are points, and I think this happened to me one time, where I died when a force field was up, and I respawned outside of the force field. So now I can't get in, and the enemies are in there.
Well, you could switch characters sometimes, maybe?
Oh.
No, the characters are with me.
Oh, that sucks.
10 out of 10, best game ever.
That But it's okay, it's for kids.
For the kids!
Well, no, people talk about how glitchy it was. I didn't really encounter any game-breaking bugs.
You
when I
lucky
played.
bastard.
At the same time, it wasn't until like my third playthrough of 06 that I started running into bugs like being ejected from Silver's boss battle and not being able to get back
Well,
in.
didn't stuff like getting stuck on the walls happen to basically everybody in 06?
That was the only. We're gonna get into glitches. That was the only thing that happened to me consistently.
Yeah, and that was it. That was more a programming oversight where they didn't program in a jump away from the wall. So you would jump, but you would try to jump vertically, and you would just touch the same wall you had gotten off of again. So you had to turn the camera sideways and try to pull the analog stick away from the wall so you could add your own jump away from the wall.
What's that? Out of curiosity, what was the worst thing that happened to you in Sonic Boom? Just in terms of like graphical fuck up or technical hiccup.
The only time a glitch really impacted my gameplay, because there was like pop-in and stuff like that, but I can ignore that. Was during a 2D section where there was like a point where like that you walked around one of those poles, I was Tails, and I was flying, and I glitched out of the 2D section, and I fell through the floor and died. So that was like,
Whoa!
that was really the only thing that really like impacted my gameplay, and that only happened like once or twice. And to be fair, that happens in Generations too. So
Okay, that section right there.
Hey, Lewis, you're just too slow.
That section right there, I want to call bullshit because they started that laser beam literally right next to you.
You gotta be more like Batman with the spider sense.
Oh yeah, I mean, to go off on something Ted said, the only section I had, which it was literally like a glitch, which prevented me from progressing. Which most of the issues I had with this game were just kind of programming issues, and for me, the camera is terrible. I hate the camera in this game. It's so bad. But there's one section where I think it's towards the later section where it's a you branch it off into a Amy and Tails thing, and for Tails' path, you have those kind of those fans. One of them wasn't on, and there was nothing around for me to turn it on with. So like I wasn't able to progress as Tails. I had to go back as Amy and do her path. That was the only thing where like maybe it was a glitch. I'm not sure, but that was the only section I was like I literally cannot progress as this character at this point in time.
is that around? Wait, hold on. Is that around the point where the Eggman boss battle is right before it?
That's the yes, is that? But yeah.
Yeah, but I actually didn't stop to look around.
I did. I spent like a good couple minutes, and there was nothing I could see.
I assumed that I assumed there was one, but I didn't care, so I just switched to Amy and did her section because I prefer playing as Amy.
It's kind of weird that like they would have Amy's path. I mean, if there was a switch in that section, it's kind of weird to me how Amy's path would be. There's nothing preventing you. But for some reason, they decided to give Tails some arbitrary. Oh, find the switch to turn on the platform. This game hates Tails. I don't know why.
Also, speaking of Portal vibes, that sort of repaired thing above the door off to the left looks like some hyper advanced version of GLaDOS. It's all over the place. There's one.
Where's Steven Merchant when you need him?
3 of them. What are those things? What are they even for?
I will say the enemy design, like in terms of the I actually like Lyric's design. I think it's a pretty interesting villain concept. A lot of the robots are super generic. Like I mean like Unleashed had kind of generic looking robot designs, but they were still less generic than these generic robot designs.
They're pretty close, I would say.
The robot mooks in Unleashed were all designed to look like eggs. So their designs made sense. I'm not sure what the Lyric robots are designed to look like.
Well, it's like the robots in Unleashed, their designs were kind of generic, but they had personality. Like they would like they would animate like dying like in hilarious ways. Or, like they would show their pain. These mooks are just like they just explode and nothing fun happens with them.
Why would you program your robots to feel pain, you asshole?
Because Dr. Light is a prick. That's why.
Did you notice how I took a hit from the force field before it was fully vanished, but it was still like visibly gone?
Yeah, but it's not done yet.
That happens twice in this playthrough, so just as a general warning to anyone seeking to play this game, stay away from the force field for at least like a full second after they vanish. Otherwise, yeah, you might get hit.
So here we are with Lyric. I kind of like this idea for a backstory where the ancients made Lyric find the crystals and work on them, and like that kind of, and they knew it would mess with his body, and so but he didn't know, so he worked on it, and it fucked him over, and so he had to make this robot body, and now he wants to destroy organic life, which to me I don't really understand the jump in that, but I think that idea that his peers, as it were kind of like playing a prank on him, like let's make Lyric touch the crystals, it would kill him. It's like...
So why does it make Sonic and company sick when they mess with them?
Because they're not snakes, I guess.
Well, they're not working to unlock the secrets of the crystals, and Lyric was like a dedicated scientist who was set to do this job on researching exactly what their capabilities were and all that. So he was probably exposed to them for an extremely long time as well.
Or maybe it's like kryptonite.
I want to ask, is it Lyric's robot suit which allows him to fly, or can he just fly outside the suit?
Oh yeah, it's his robot suit. You see, what Lyric is, he's not a monster of the week. Don't think he's a monster of the week. He's actually just, another animal person. And that's kind of like this about the Sonic Boom universe is there are other animal people besides just the
Yep.
superhero characters who can do superhero things.
Eggman is the only human, which is kind of a nice touch, as it should be.
It feels kind of more like the Archie universe than the game universe, really, because there are animal characters all over the fucking place. Hopefully with less soap opera drama, but
Hey, as long as Fastidious Beaver gets a spin-off, I'm good.
So in the next cutscene, we're going to see that, like, they actually refer to the giant robot that's in this room, and the giant robots we'll see at the end of the game, as Sentinels. They are literally called Sentinels, and the entire thing I was thinking of, especially at the end of the game, was that this is Sonic Boom Days of Future Past.
So Lyric is confirmed to be Bolivar Trask.
Okay, that was bullshit. Did you see all those that automated speed booster section that I couldn't get off of that flies you right past a secret area?
Yeah. I had to manually jump over all of these to get to that area. Because I saw it too, and I was like, no, I want to go over there. Damn it, we get these automatic dash panels.
Ah, I didn't even touch the
I
thing.
want to go this way.
Did you see that? I didn't even touch the frickin' dash panel. I was beside it. I was right next to it. Ah.
You spin dashed into that one, Lewis. That was your fault.
It's Sonic Boom Days of Future Past that simultaneously has Sentinels and doesn't have Sentinels. Because, spoiler warning, the Sentinels do nothing in this game.
You don't get to fight them now. You would think, because the back of the cover advertises massive enemies. What they really mean is one massive enemy, the worm. That's it. Also, that secret area has nothing on it, just a bunch of rings.
To be fair, in terms of height, Lyric's pretty tall if you stretch him out.
Gareth, I had enough of your bullshit, man.
No, massive as in has a lot of mass, as in fat enemies, as in Eggman.
So, yeah, Eggman, what are you talking about?
Okay. Well, that's really mean-spirited.
If you're talking about mass, Metal Sonic's got to weigh a ton, so he counts.
Mass is not weight.
No, it's
is.
density, but I mean, come on, metal's a pretty dense substance.
Exactly.
Wait, does Knuckles count?
See, he's full of this game's amazing. Fuck you, Johnny.
So speaking of Knuckles, how did people feel about the fact that they just, like, in the old continuity and like the main continuity, Knuckles has always been gullible and he's always been kind of tricked into doing dumb things.
But he wasn't stupid.
Like, yeah, he wasn't like straight up stupid. In this continuity, Knuckles is kind of stupid.
Kinda stupid, that's generous.
Yeah, that's putting it lightly, man. He's dumb.
He makes Chief Wiggum look like Einstein.
I have a problem with that. Because, Knuckles' gullibility in the main series was supposed to be because he was sequestered away on this island and had no one to talk to, so he didn't really know people. So it was easy for people to, get one over on him. He wasn't stupid, he was just, socially inept.
Yeah.
And, like, Eggman was, like, the first person he met in, like, ages and ages, so...
Well, to be, as much as, like, as a character de-evolution thing, that's on its own, but I still think that Knuckles, as his own separate character in this universe, is the funniest
Hilarious.
out of everyone,
Hilarious,
so,
yeah.
I don't mind it because of that.
Yeah, I mean, to go off on a quick tangent on the cartoon, so far in the 6 episodes we've seen, Knuckles has done nothing story-wise, but he always gets the best jokes, so I'm fine with that.
I think the pinnacle of that was when he just pulls out a fucking pair of reading glasses.
That was
out
the
of
best thing
nowhere.
ever. So
and to cap it off by saying that he can't read, which is kind of depressing actually, because damn, like he's dumb and illiterate.
Damn.
This area does something that I wish the game had done more with its combat. It's basically unique environmental pieces. These garbage compactors that crush down on any enemies that land in them. It's like, it's not even a timing thing. They crush down whenever they sense motion.
Well, the result is pretty similar. It happens in other areas too. If it's not a trash compactor, it's a bed of lava or just water or a bottomless pit.
But yeah, but it's more interesting than a bottomless pit in this case. And in this case, you can actually trick enemies, like the roller robot, into rolling into them on their own.
Can't do anything about this thing, though.
Yeah. Well, actually, what you're supposed to do when you fight these big things is switch to Knuckles. But Knuckles isn't here. Which makes me really, really wonder why they introduced it in this level in particular.
Knuckles Jr.'s here, though. We can use him.
Tails' buddy bot is really good for decimating robots. You can unleash 3 of them at a time.
Oh.
And it's just kind of humorous just watching them go to town when the big robot can't do anything about it. But I agree, Knuckles is primarily the go-to choice for power's sake, but it's more amusing to me with Tails. And safe, because he's long range.
Knuckles, especially with the upgrade that reduces charge time on regular charge attacks, can knock enemies straight out of their invincibility. I've never tried it on the rollerbot, but it works on the bigger on the bigger robots that you can't throw.
You see, I'm the kind of fighter that never begins with a special attack. I always start with a normal combo and then chain a special attack.
Yeah.
So I never found the point of charge special attacks.
Why don't you just shoot him?
The charge special attack in the case of the larger enemies is because they have a lot of attacks that take that take more time to wind up than the regular mooks. So the charge attacks are easier to land, and if you land like 1 or 2 with Knuckles, you can stun them, and then use the Enter Beam to pull off a finisher, which causes the larger enemies to either explode or do something that'll hurt other enemies. Like one of them just goes batshit insane and starts spinning around, shooting random laser blasts at everything. That I don't think can actually hurt you, but sure as hell can hurt the enemy.
Once again, a character is talking about, I'm really tired of lasers. Stop saying things like that.
It's like, it makes it all better, Clement.
Sonic is saying what we're all thinking.
Brian, what's your views on lasers?
Are they the hot hurdy kind or the pointy blind you kind?
They're both.
The lasers in this section actually do have an explanation for why they're here. They're welding lasers as part of the Sentinel construction project.
Yeah, but why are they here in front of a platforming section, though?
It's scaffolding that's all built around the robot.
So Wolverine can get up there and fight it.
Why is Wolverine fighting it? He's the least useful X-Man. Oh, I have metal bones. Who's our arch nemesis? Oh, a guy who can control metal.
Ted,
What?
Jubilee. The argument is invalid. Jubilee. Fuck you.
I haven't seen Jubilee since the old animated series.
Exactly, because she's fucking useless.
What about that kid that could change TV channels by blinking?
Hey, that's you guys. That's the best thing to you to piss off your brother. That's the best mutant power to have.
Oh my god.
Okay, I think we're getting to the section where the respawning causes some glitching in 2D. But But I don't think it actually happened while I was recording, which is disappointing because it happened to me while I was playing the first time, and it also happened to Clement in exactly the same place.
I've played this level 3 times because for some reason I was trying to go for 100% completion. Eventually I gave up, but I tested this level out. The first playthrough, it happened. The second playthrough, it happened, and I thought, I gotta record footage for my vlog review. Let's see if I can go for the third strike. And sure enough, I did it the third time, and it happened again. And I went on Twitter. I even asked, I captured this moments for my vlog review. Does anyone know about this glitch? Ted said he did. I think you did too, Lewis. And it was just like, oh my god.
What? All right, can we refresh remember what exactly are we talking about here?
Yeah, which glitch? Because this section I had no problem with.
Right here.
Oh, right at this point, if you're flying with Tails, you can pass through the floor and die.
Well, actually, what happens is Tails respawns here if you're playing as Sonic because you need Tails' buddy bot, so they programmed it to respawn. But sometimes when he respawns, they forget the programming doesn't lock him into the 2D plane, so you can control him if it's in 3D, which can potentially cause you to fall down under the level. But if you just soldier on and play through the rest of the section as Tails, eventually he'll relock himself onto the 2D plane. So I guess there are multiple places in the 2D areas where they programmed it to do that for you.
Triggers.
Well, that's not very good now, is it?
Yeah.
Still, it's like, I defend this game as average, and, I don't hate it the way other people do, but even I admit, that's not acceptable. It happened to me 3 times in a row.
So, Clement, are you saying that is no good?
That's no good.
This section here has the most obnoxiously placed chests in the game.
You think so? I didn't have a problem with this.
You can't get to them from the platform right across from them. You have to do this sort of roundabout hover from the platform just above.
I just walked off of the conveyor belt and hovered immediately to the chest.
Yeah.
I like how Tails is so impressed with unlocking something that you can just kick to open up. I unlocked it by doing fuck all.
Well, that's what Ganondorf seems to do in Hyrule Warriors. He's like, I kicked that chest good. Yeah, I'm awesome.
Ganondorf's just happy because for the first time in 25 years, he's the one opening the chest for once.
Well, he should stop leaving them all around his stupid dungeons then.
Well, to be fair, most of the dungeons aren't made by him, so
Ruining my joke, man. Why you do that?
because this is what I do.
Oh look, another trail of footprints that I can't do anything to.
See you next week. Bye. Actually, I love Tails' little action pose. Like he just stands there and sticks his ass out. Like, okay.
Yeah, if you see me stomping at the end of a footprint trail, it's because I want to point out that here.
Why bother loading the footprints up at all if you can't do jack shit?
It's to promote repeat playthroughs, and it's dumb.
It does tell you where the shinies are, even if you can't get to them. So it's helpful in that respect, kind of like leaving the ghosts of collectibles in levels that you've already collected them from.
Yeah, but like the kid's probably terrified though playing this game. Shit, someone's stalking me. And I can't see them.
If kids even have better attention span than I do, they probably won't even notice them until Styx points them out, because I don't think I did until.
Yeah, I didn't notice most of the footprint trails until my second playthrough, because I wasn't.
I saw 2 of them in the hub world, and I'm wondering, all right.
Is this supposed to be some subtle plot thing?
Maybe. Like I was saying, someone's stalking me.
The first time I noticed footprint trails while I was playing the game before knowing about shinies, I thought they were my footprints. So I just kept going. Okay, and now we're on the final platform of the Sentinel. This is the closest thing we'll get to actually fighting one of these fuckers, standing on top of its head and
In huge quotes.
and throwing mooks off into the abyss.
And then we're gonna run into Mephiles. I mean, Lyric.
It's so easy to confuse the two.
The plot twist with Mephiles is pretty much identical. Oh, here. Okay, we already stole Samus Aran's grapple beam. Let's steal the ice rod from the Zelda series too.
You're a wizard, Sonic!
Hooray!
I will say, like, I didn't mind these. I will say though, the power up that's a flower, lets you shoot fireballs. I thought was a bit on the nose, but that's just me.
Wait, there's a power up that's a flower that lets you shoot What? I never got that one.
It's a joke.
Oh, okay. Well, here.
Damn it!
I do that sometimes.
It's hard to tell with you, to be fair.
But you see, Gareth, the items are random. They're randomized every time you play the game. I don't know if I'm missing one, so I could easily believe that.
Well, some of them are randomized. I think I always got the tuba one in that exact place where I got it before. But there are so few weapon power-up places that without the power-up glyph that lets you get 2 from one robot, you're probably not going to see them all in one playthrough.
I missed the big red button one when I did my first playthrough.
Yeah, I didn't know that existed either until you guys pointed
I didn't
it
even
out.
know that existed. I got the trumpet, the bitch slap thing, the feather weapon, I think.
The feather weapon is like the best item in the game. You whack someone with it, and they get assaulted by feathers. And I think it's one of the items that doesn't lose ammo unless you hit something.
I think after this game, all of us are gonna try and forget the big red button.
Yeah, that studio's under now, right?
Let's talk sequel here. It's not gonna happen, right?
Well, I think it depends on the cartoon.
The only way this would happen, because I mean, the Pac-Man cartoon has got like 2 games. So if the Boom cartoon is successful, there will probably be a sequel game. I doubt Big Red Button will be allowed to touch it, but there may be a sequel game. It all depends, as Ted said, on the cartoon.
It depends on the overall, continuity. Like, I see some kids liking this game. I see people definitely liking Shattered Crystal, if not necessarily, really, really liking it. And the cartoon is off to a decent enough start. In fact, we'll see 2 more episodes at some point today, I imagine.
It's like Sonic Lost World. I know you guys like I was in the BSC commentary with you guys. Like I remember, like I was the only one who was kind of like really liked it.
That was you?
Yeah, that was me. But like even Sonic Lost World, I never felt got like the kind of reception this game does. Like if there is going to be a sequel, I would be very surprised, because this has been kind of like everyone's been kind of gushing about how bad this game is, whereas Lost World, people said it was bad, but I don't think people were like this adamant about how bad it was.
Lost World did get a handful of pretty good reviews. And again, in terms of Lost World, like, I think that there's a difference between a game just being kind of boring, like Lost World, and like a lot of the reviews just say this game's broke, like pretty much broken. Which I guess that's a harder thing to come back from, I guess, in terms of reviews, especially because the Sonic, especially during the 128-bit years, like the Sonic series kind of had it was known for kind of having shoddily made games, and so this one, especially with how high profile Boom has been, as opposed to say Lost World was, this I think it'd be harder for them to do another game in the Boom spin-off, just because this game has left such a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
The hurdle that Lost World had to jump over, and whether or not it's a matter of preference, but it's functional, but is it interesting?
No.
Boom is... you guys don't know what I think.
Let it out, Johnny.
Johnny loves this game. Johnny, this and Shadow are his favorite games.
Give it 8 more years, and I'll love it. But,
one of the things that really got me is that people seemed to be looking to this game even early on as some great breath of fresh air for the Sonic series, when it was pretty obvious it was an aimed at the kids spin-off series. Just because the developers had something to do with another great series, namely Crash Bandicoot. Let me just point something out, okay? Dimps also had to do with Street Fighter 4, but that didn't help Dimps at making Sonic games.
Oh, here it is. I like this, guys. So this starts a kind of chicken and the egg thing, where we're going to see Sonic's about to say, "You and I have unfinished business," which is what Lyric says to him. So, who really said it first?
Shut up! Shut up! Who cares?
no, what are you doing?
I will say, I do like this, but it's hard to take Lyric kind of seriously as a villain when Sonic takes him out in 2 seconds here. It's like, oh, he's a threat.
Here's the thing, okay? This is a causal loop. It's a very, very, very basic plot device that comes up in a lot of time travel shit. It's also a form of paradox, which means it's really something that shouldn't come up as a plot device so often. But it's all over the place. Harry Potter Book 3 did it relatively well. Sonic 06 did it, and this game tries again with meh results.
I have a question, right? So the ancients, so let's just assume the ancients are all snake creatures, okay? Why is their symbol for closing and opening the door a 5-fingered humanoid hand?
Shut up!
Which none of them have.
Who cares?
Ted, without this, as soon as I figure out this, the whole game works, alright? It's the one thing I don't understand.
I don't get the impression that the ancients are all snake people. I just get the impression that they're a bunch of animal people, like the modern people, except with different technology.
Where's Quincy? I gotta see Quincy's hand.
Better
used.
technology than what we have right now, because
How is Eggman controlling his ship when he's sitting on the side of it?
Autopilot?
Point and think. No, maybe he just, rehearsed to this 5 or 6 times with his autopilot.
I like Lyric. I always say, like, in terms of the facial animation, I love how Lyric's face just then, he just to look like, what? Shut the fuck up,
What
old
the
man.
fuck is this guy fucking serious?
Hey, let's be fair. That's how we would all react to Eggman if we met him in real life.
And this is the part where you realize Lyric is actually a Deadly Six. He can control robots too.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I completely forgot that was the Deadly Six's weird power.
He should have been called Xeric.
To be fair, at least Lyric has a motivation for being how he is, even if it's not thoroughly fleshed out to the point where
he's
it's
given
believable.
he's given like one line. Let's be real.
To be fair, Ted, that's still one line more than the Deadly Six who just, oh, we're evil. You know, I'll take it.
Okay, but that's also like, it's not that much better.
It's not that much better, but at the same time, we got no explanation for much of anything in Lost World. We didn't know what the Lost Hex was. We didn't know why there were wisps there. We didn't know why the Deadly Six were so deadly and evil in the first place. We didn't even know where the hell Eggman got the magic conch from.
eBay.
The conch has spoken.